It eventually arrived, the GoPro Hero 8 Black. So I ordered it on the day of release. I ordered it directly from GoPro, but there seemed to be a lot of people wanting to buy a GoPro Hero 8 because it was delayed a few days turning up. So anyway, it's here now, which is great. And as I mentioned, ordered it direct from GoPro because they're doing a promotion where you get a 32 gig free extreme SanDisk card. Now you're not going to fit a great deal on there in 4K 60 frames. But what I can do with that SD card is stick it in my GoPro Hero 7 that I've got sat here that I've had a while now, and I'll put the 128 gig stick, easy for me to say, into the GoPro Hero 8. So this is going to be an unboxing. And all I'm going to do on this one is compare the physical dimensions. I'm still not convinced myself. Obviously spent my own money on this. This is nearly 700 quid spent on GoPros, so I'm not 100% convinced that it's potentially worth the upgrade yet. I'm hoping I'm wrong. So I'm just going to, on this review, have a look at the physical dimensions, and I plan to get out there and test a Hypersmooth 2, because this is apparently he's only got Hypersmooth 1, and see how that compares, because I do a lot of mountain biking and I don't have a gimbal. You know, I want to see if that Hypersmooth 2 really makes a difference. So what I'm going to do is crack on and start opening the bad boy up. So just like the GoPro 7 Black, Hero Black, exact same box. Probably is generally the exact same box. So once you've opened it, there's no going back. It is now officially opened. And now I've officially opened it, probably this is where I'll probably struggle to to get it out of the box, isn't it? Because it's on video. Oh, there we go. Ta-da! So as usual, it's attached to a stand. So the main drivers for me going for this, as I mentioned, is because I do mountain biking and like the ultra smooth ultra smooth playback, and also if I hadn't changed it so you don't need the casing, I probably wouldn't have bothered upgrading. So let's just disconnect this here, take it off. Oh, there we go. Typically my mobile phone's vibrating away. So first thing to notice is it's brilliant. I love the way they've built in this. The mounting bracket is built in, so that's a massive pro, because when I wear it on my chest mount on my camera system, I've had to usually have it in the cage, the 7, and that meant that when I'm angling it down to get a field of view of the handlebars and the stem, just kind of give it more of a like a point of view feel, this limits how much I can angle it down. So outside of the case, being able to angle that down more, I should be able to get a better field of view. So it does feel a little bit lighter. So as you see, obviously on the bottom now, the microphone's moved, and also the release for the battery and where the SD card goes has moved. So as you can see, the lens profile as well, that's hugely reduced. So if you look at the two, now it's strange because it looks like this is smaller. Yes, all I've done is I think is turn the lens almost sideways. So it is a little bit smaller, a little bit lighter. Obviously the lens doesn't stick out as much. You've got the same image processing. Now on the side, the biggest difference is now the power and mode button is on this side, because obviously they've moved the flap. There's no longer USB Type-C and HDMI externally, I don't believe. I think they've done away with that, unless it's moved to the battery compartment on this side. Right now I need to figure out how we get in it, because it looks like it's a new system. So I'll figure that one out. So from a point of view, so the GoPro's raised up and it's actually a logo rather than being printed on. I'd say the finish was the same. So the button, oh, that's a nicer button. So that one was indented, and sometimes you pushed on the side and it didn't start recording, so they've got the whole button raised up. So, oh, I like that. The fact that even if you just catch it in the corners, it powers it on that one. Starts recording, that one doesn't. So another nice change I like on the back, it doesn't look quite as slick, you know, because it's fatter, but this is going to give it much better screen protection if you drop it. And I'm presuming GoPro had to make a thicker surround, because obviously you've got the stand, the mounting incorporated into that, so obviously it needs to have a decent fixing. So protects the screen a bit more. Fundamentally the screen looks about the same size, and the GoPro's changed to down here now. So fundamentally there's only some slight differences on the outside. Obviously the microphone's there now. What I will be interested in finding out is the sound, how the sound works. So whenever I'm out on my mountain bike, I've got it in this case with the wind guard in there, and it makes a difference. So obviously I could possibly fit this into the cage, I haven't tried. But what I'm thinking is, what will the sound be like now without the wind guard when I'm mountain biking? Because as you can see, the microphone's at the front, so is that going to get a load of noise? But really, aesthetically, not much real difference apart from what I've kind of covered. So if you're bothered about, you know, if you have to spend £380 to ditch one of these, then, you know, I'd go for it. The benefit of ditching this cage as well is the fact that it's easy to access to change batteries. When I figured out how to get into the battery panel, that is, I'll have to have a mess around with that because I've completely changed the system. Oh, look at that. So you've got little red means danger, so I'm guessing if you don't shut it properly, you've got a red light you can kind of have a look at to say, am I locked down? Okay, well, I don't know if that's supposed to come off, but it does. So inside you can see SD card and battery. Oh, and there is still the USB Type-C connection there. Just looks like they've ditched the HDMI. Now, yeah, don't think you're supposed to pull it open as far as that, but that's got a bit of a limited opening. It just, not too sure on that. See, the thing I liked about that is, you know, decent clearance when it drops open, and that's never come off. That, might just because it's new, but the seal definitely feels better. It's definitely a bigger one to hold the battery in. It feels thinner, but yeah, we'll have to see about that. Cool. So anyway, that's the basic unboxing. So you can kind of see the differences between the two. So I'm interested to take this for a good test and see how they compare and see if that is worth the upgrade from that, especially for mountain biking. Well, thanks very much for watching your video. If you've got any feedback or any questions, just ping them at the bottom.